telling everybody to stay home, and so like what's going on out there? Is it as severe as people say? Yeah, I mean, it does exist. We're not denying it, but in terms of how they're going about it, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? I
Hmm.
don't agree about what they're doing, right?
It's very frustrating, man. It's very frustrating.
Exactly, very like we can.
The yeah. Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's what I'm trying to say is like even with the Ontario government, even the vaccine rollout is been hella slow. Like they have a lot of doses, but in the meantime, they only vaccinated what about like 2,000 people?
Yeah,
Like what's going on
yeah.
there, right?
They
So
said I read something crazy this morning that if they were to inoculate, vaccinate enough the people at the going rate that
mhm.
they're doing now, it'll be by 2036 they'll get to their target rate. So it's like, what's going on? Like you want these
Yeah,
vaccines, but yet you're not even getting them readily available. They said something like mid-February, the long-term care home people and the nurses will get the first dose, not even the second, the first dose.
yeah.
So it's just
So
like, yeah, it's and they're playing with people's lives, man, too. That's a big thing. I think about people that are not as privileged, that are in situations where they got to deal with their landlord, or they're dealing with rent, and you
exactly.
got Ford
So they
saying
haven't.
stricter measures, keep
Yeah,
threatening, and it's like, what are the measures? Like pinpoint exactly what's happening, right?
exactly. Yeah. You don't even
So,
know. Even with this like emergency lockdown, he's given
mhm.
like cops a broad like power to enforce based on like their judgment. But again, we see it with a lot of underprivileged people. What kind of judgment is that? They kind of always get the heavy hand out of that judgment. you know Recent events speaks for itself, right? Like you have a few people that play with different rules, and you have like some people play with different rules, right?
Mhm. Exactly.
And listen, I'm all up for being safe and trying to keep everybody like um on the same page in terms of like safety, and because there's a lot of people with older, like with older parents or grandparents that live with them, and they can't afford to have to go to work and whatnot. But that being said, like the Ontario government is not putting uh steps to ensure that, hey, like you're taken care of while you're doing that, right? But you still have to go to work because you can't afford to miss out rent payment. Like
Of
where's
course.
where's the
Yeah.
rent protection? Where's
Hmm.
you know recent study shows like suicide rates have gone up, mental health issues have gone up, suicide rates, like,
It's crazy.
and yeah, even domestic abuse has gone up, right?
Hmm.
And they don't think about like the other impacts. They just say, oh, like just stay home, and
Hmm.
like, hey, like not everybody's home
There's a
as
lot of
perfect.
factors. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
lot of factors, man. Yeah, and not everyone has the
So
luxury. Like I said, there are some where it's they're in a they're not as effect like that's what kind of been dealing with myself with this pandemic, is just realizing that I always try to see the bigger picture. And again, there's people that I'm in a situation I can't complain. I'm affected in a different way, where it's like now I want to get that creative itch. I got to get back out there, get this business going. But there are people, like you said, that are in more severe situations where,
mhm,
what if they're forced to go, like they have to go to work, or else the bills won't get paid? Or you're in a situation where domestic violence, right, domestic disturbance, or you're dealing with someone that you're forced to quarantine with, and they manipulate you, they hurt you emotionally, physically. So like you said, it's not a black and white issue. It's something that they should have definitely weighed their options on. I've been advocating a lockdown back in like October, because if you really want to do it, you do it proper, you do it right when you see like people getting out of hand. A lot of people, experts, are saying that this is way too late in the game, and
exactly. Yeah.
that's just my opinion. A lot of people were saying no, not the case. But would you rather have had it before the winter, where everyone's like home now, and it's like really even more depressing, where it gets dark at like 5? Or would you rather have it when before the holidays, so that way when the holidays came around, you could at least maybe get together with some loved ones, instead of being forced to be at home?